Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, sink ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, keep on smoking in the hallway. Now we got...
Hey everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. And yes, it is a Thursday and we are here. I ain't gonna say who to blame it on, but it ain't me. But we are here on this awesome Thursday, so we will not be here on Friday. So, of course, as you can see, the co-host with the, I ain't gonna say with the mostest, but the co-host that is the most pain in the butt, DW is in the building.
What up? What up? What up? What up? I ain't want to do it loud because I'm in a townhouse and I don't want to scare my neighbors.
I'm just curious what that was, because that was a whole different little...
Because I'm tired, woman. I've been in the sun all day. Yeah. Then I got to wake up at the ass crack of dawn.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you be. I'm gonna leave.
We got a away game tomorrow. Well, this weekend. So, yeah. Your boy tired.
Which is why we won't be on tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I'll be on the bus.
Why we won't be on tomorrow?
I'll be on the bus.
Yeah, the bus, full bus. All right. So we all know that the season is beginning. We got a lot going on in the sports world at this time, but football season is here in all aspects, apparently. So it makes it even more of a special that our guest tonight is here and blessing us with his presence, because he is a football fiend. So for him to be with us tonight and a game is on, I am honored and feel super, super special. But he is also one of our biggest supporters. And it was past due time for him to be on the Chronicles. So here we go. We have Q of Talk to Q radio podcast on with us tonight. So his is a radio show. So here we go. Hello, Q. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, what's going on? Man, I'm so excited to be here. I've been wanting to get on this podcast for a minute now, and now I'm here.
We are glad, because we just could not get stuff right now. It's like I kept telling them, gotta get cute. So yes, when you said yes, I said, all right. The universe is aligning some stuff. We in it. And a game is on. I was like,
yeah. Better go get your Powerball ticket, because the moons have aligned.
Man, I'm saying very much so. So as we see what's that, San Francisco and the Giants is playing tonight.
Yeah. I've noticed.
Score not too low.
Yeah, I don't expect that to be much of a contest. I mean, you get surprised sometimes, but anytime football is on, I'm normally watching it. But it's an honor to be here with you two, and definitely worth the journey into the Black Sheep podcast.
Definitely, we greatly appreciate. So before we jump too far into this sports, because I know the junkie, he get to talking about something he's so passionate about. It's like a Baptist preacher. So yes. So before we get started, tell us about Q and Talk to Q.
Okay. First, I want to send a shout out to Hope in the chat room. I always speak to Hope on YouTube. You know, when I'm in the chat listening to you also to be on the show, I want to speak to Hope. I'm the one who's always saying hello to you. All right. Well, my name is Quincy. I'm in Jackson, Mississippi, host of the Talk to Q show. It's a show I started back before podcasting was sexy, back in 2011. Just something I wanted to do just because I found an opportunity to speak and have a platform. And so initially the show started off, it was about me. I called it the Thank Q show. And after about 9 or 10 episodes, I realized that I enjoyed getting feedback from the guest. So I kind of changed the way the show was formatted and made it more about them than me. So that's why I changed it to Talk to Q, because they weren't listening to Q at that point. I want to hear what they had to say. So I was kind of the moderator throughout the questions, and it just kind of grew. And something that I thought would just be 1 or 2 episodes turned into over 1,000. I don't know what number I'm on. And I've been on hiatus as of late, but I do plan to get back in there now and then, not on a regular schedule or anything, but just every now and then try to get back in there and have a little fun, because I still miss, connecting with all the people I've met over the years. A lot of people I've met in person, and that's kind of cool. So overall, I just enjoy the podcasting world, and I never want to be completely severed from it.
Yeah. So we definitely can't wait for you to come back.
So hopefully so. Maybe
within a rotation. So yeah. Okay, so that'll work. Well, if you need a guest,
I'll reach out.
Okay. Most definitely. So with the game tonight, who y'all think gonna pull it through?
I think San Fran gonna do it, because I think San Fran is in that game is probably the most balanced and well-rounded team. They got a dope running game. They got decent receivers, and that quarterback slinging it. But then on the back end, I'm a defensive person, so they got a decent defense. They're not going to shut you out, but you're not going to run up a score. So, and for the Giants, they really don't have anything to truly compete. Like, that's it in a nutshell. They don't have nothing to compete with them. So, I think San Fran going to pull it out.
Yeah, I agree with everything he said. The defense, they play well as a unit. I think that's what makes them so good. They complement each other well. And I'd be surprised if the Giants were within 14 points of them when it's all said and done. I just don't think the Giants quite have the talent on the offense yet, especially with their best offensive player being hurt right now in Saquon Barkley with a high ankle sprain. So I think their defense is formidable, but their offense is a liability.
Yeah, I agree. Ain't it a doubleheader tonight?
No, it's this coming Monday.
Okay. Yeah. So we going from there to college. That's my bread and butter. College football.
Well, I'm gonna let you be like Jesus, and I'm gonna let you take the wheel, because this ain't particularly my lane.
Something wrong with that one. Something wrong with that child. Something wrong with that child. So all right. So we got. Yeah. So I know the first game I'm talking we could talk about is Syracuse and Army. Who you think gonna get that one?
Well, Army, always has that strong run game.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen much of Syracuse lately. Is it in New York?
No, it's it's at West Point.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen much of Syracuse, but I think I'll go Army in this one. Just as long as they can run the ball and kind of control things, I'll pick them.
Really? Okay. Nah, I'm gonna go with Syracuse, because granted, I am in the Army. There's no guns on the field so they can't stop nobody. So I think Syracuse gonna air it out, and the Army defense, yeah, it's suspect. So it's
Yeah.
non-existent. I'm just be keeping 100. It's non-existent. So I think Syracuse gonna air it out, and I think they're gonna come away with the win. But the funny thing is Syracuse. I agree with you with the Army run game. If they eat up the clock, then Syracuse is gonna struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they eat it up with the run game, they're gonna struggle because their defense is not lights out, but they not gonna let you get like 21 points though.
Right.
Yeah, so I know it's gonna be a low scoring game. Unless, like I said, Syracuse start airing it out, and then it's gonna be a blowout. But I'm rolling with Syracuse.
Okay.
What do you think about this game? I want to talk about. What do you think about the Texas Tech and West Virginia game?
Texas Tech and West Virginia. Like with West Virginia, I kind of go back to the days when Major Harris was the quarterback.
Yeah, okay. Dang, you went old school then. Go ahead.
Yeah, but West Virginia overall, I think they're just one of those middle of the road teams. I don't know if they have the offense to keep up with Texas Tech. Now I know Texas Tech doesn't have the same, I guess, air raid offense they did years ago. But if I think Texas Tech could outscore them, I just worry about Texas Tech's defense. But I'd probably go with Tech in this one.
Really, that's interesting because I haven't heard nothing about Texas Tech, nothing positive about Texas Tech. See, I can't even say it, so you can tell I ain't heard shit about them. So, I think I'm gonna roll with West Virginia. I think West Virginia is starting to turn that corner as far as rebuilding. So I think they got a balanced offense. It's not explosive, but if you mess up, they're gonna make you pay for it. It's like if you misstep, they're gonna make you pay for it. And I think they got a stout defense where they're gonna make you earn your pay that day. Like you're not gonna run up and down the field, but if you do, you're gonna feel they're gonna make you earn it. So I say I'm gonna go with West Virginia on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you were right. But
okay, what about I'm gonna switch gears and go to HBCU football. We got North Carolina Central and Mississippi Valley State.
Well, I definitely expect North Carolina Central to win. I am a Delta Devil. And so Mississippi Valley State has, I don't know, that first game of the season, they had an opportunity to beat Central State, and they blew it. They weren't in the game with Delta State, which is a D3 school, a very good school, but D3 school last week. They lost by 4 touchdowns. I don't expect Valley to be in this game. I think they've taken a step back from last year. Last year, they were a little bit competitive.
Last year they were competitive. I didn't know they lost by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 35-7, to Delta State. So, yeah, my Delta Devils are going to have me in the prayer closet again.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Golly.
But if you want to pick Valley in the upset, we can get all the support we can get.
Nah, I was gonna pick Central, but I didn't know that was that bad. I'm about to say, what's the point spread?
I know, right?
Like, dang, I didn't know it was that bad. But,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Cause I know. Well, I guess I know Central got a like an air raid offense, so that's gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna be bad. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
But they're playing in Indy, so hopefully a neutral field. They come with a new.
It doesn't matter. It should be. It should be NC 17. They shouldn't let kids see this.
Damn. Okay. So let me go to something that might be closer then. What about somewhere close to you? Jackson State and Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman appears to be a little better this year than last year. And Jackson State is not as good as they were last year. But I do think Jackson State still possesses more talent than Bethune-Cookman. So I think they'll win. If I'm not mistaken, Jackson State's playing at home this weekend. So playing at home, this is the first home game of the season because they've been doing all these classics and being on the road and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be pretty hyped. And it might be a little tougher than they think, but I think they can get over on Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. They'll get over, but I think it's going to be a well-fought game. It's not going to be the homecoming they think it's going to be. It's going to be tooth and nail. And I think with those two teams, I think it's going to go down to who has the ball last. I think that's what it's really going to boil down to, who has the ball the last in the end of the game. Because Jackson State, they still have a lot of the players from last year.
Yeah.
Because I want to say only like 5 or 6 left. So they still got the other, 40-something kids.
Yeah. The best 5 or 6, but yeah.
Oh, well, only 3 I would say would be the best 4. It was Shador, Travis,
Shiloh.
Shiloh's suspect. That's in a whole other conversation.
I think he might have been one of the better ones that they had though at DB.
I think he was.
He took the kicker, offensive lineman. I can't think of his name. That had transferred from a D1 school, from a Power 5 school.
Oh yeah, he did take the offensive lineman and the linebacker. But the linebacker went to the league.
Yeah, Aubrey Miller.
He went to the league. He went to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now since we in Florida, who you think gonna win? Florida State and Clemson.
You know what? Florida State for the last few seasons have been kind of disappointing. It's like, especially at the beginning of the year, like for their season opener or something, they get off to a slow start and they usually kind of try to rally down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and be a believer in Florida State because I think Clemson is kind of still reeling a little bit, and they don't really believe in NIL, and so the talent's kind of dispersed. And even though I think it's in Clemson, I'm gonna go with Florida State in this one. I think it's time for them to stand up to their ranking and kind of show everybody that they're back.
Mm-hmm. What you say? The alligators are better than the teams? What?
Must be talking about Florida, the state of Florida.
Steve Turpin. Okay. Honestly, it's gonna be a rout, a blowout. I don't think Dabo has control of Clemson like he used to. I think a lot of his talent left, either went to the league or went to other schools because they're not paying. Like he said, he don't believe in NIL, and these kids they're about to shine versus the grind. So if I'm a star and I see this other school cat who I know I'm better than, and he got an NIL for $500,000, the fuck am I staying here for? You know what I mean? So it's I understand the love for the game, but
yeah,
I don't know. But
and
yeah.
Jordan Travis seems like he's going to be a good quarterback with Florida State. So
yeah,
I look forward to seeing how he does against that defense.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Because Florida State historically has issues with keeping their quarterback healthy. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think it's the Jameis Winston curse.
Maybe they need to stay away from those alligators. I don't know.
Yeah. Ever since he left, man, it seemed like every quarterback can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Like, golly. So what game? What game you gonna be watching this weekend?
Well,
I know one game I already know. I'm gonna say that to the end, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that one. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA and Utah. Two
Ooh.
top 25 teams.
Yeah.
Pac-12. What's left of the Pac-12, and so both of them are ranked. And I like Utah. Utah's been solid for a lot of years. They seem to lose the really big game to kind of put them over the top, but they've been solid for years. So UCLA and Utah is something I look forward to, as well as Iowa and Penn State. Even though I think Penn State should beat them, I kind of like that matchup because I'm a Big Ten guy. Because I like Michigan, so I'm a Big Ten guy. And then Ohio State, Notre Dame, of course. I mean, two top 10 teams.
Come on, bro.
But I think that Ohio State.
That will be the next game I'm going to talk about. But I agree with the Utah. But the crazy thing about it is, it's been. They do it quietly. They're not no flashy school. They're not no all in the camera school. They go out there and win and go back home and eat their cheese sandwiches. So I'm gonna go with Utah too. But UCLA it's tough. I know they're gonna air it out. Like they're gonna try to air it out.
Yeah.
But their defense, it's.
I can't see them beat them in Utah though. I just those fans are gonna be jacked up.
Right. And then another game. You said Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good game. That's good. I don't know which one I'm gonna go for on that one.
I'm going for Ohio. Well, I'm not going for them. I don't like them, but I think Ohio State is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much talent at receiver now. The quarterback situation, they're still trying to figure their way out through there. But Notre Dame, until Notre Dame shows me they belong in some of these big games, I just can't ride with them because it's like they'll do well, for most of the season. Then they come up against a big team and they get smacked across the face. So this year we'll see if they'll have anything different. But I like their coach, so I want them to do well, until they run into Michigan. But I would love to see them beat Ohio State. I just don't think they will.
I don't think so either. I don't think they have the strength to beat them. I don't because like again, he's along the same lines as Dabo, like trying to keep everything traditional, not paying players and blah 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 blah. And like just because you're Notre Dame, that doesn't mean it does that team, that name does not hold the same weight it used to.
Yeah.
These kids don't give a damn about tradition and all that shit. These kids want to see that green. They want to see that greenback, them C notes, them stripes. Yeah. They want to see that. If you're not giving that, you're not gonna get the talent that you used to have. And I think that's what's making it hard for a lot of teams when it comes to recruiting and building the dynasties. Like another team I'm about to bring up now, because I think this is going to be the telltale sign of a legacy for Nick Saban, Alabama and Mississippi.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So this is going to be a telltale sign. If he loses to Mississippi, I think this is literally going to be his last year. I think he's going to retire after this year. Because it's not the same game to him.
Yeah, that's true, because before NIL, all you had to do was just show up in Alabama colors in someone's living room, and they were going to go to your school. But now that everyone is paying money, these blue bloods, so to speak, just don't have that same, clout that they once did. And it's even worse in basketball. But now it's kind of up in the air. There's a lot more parity, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like now you're gonna find out who can coach and who just
Mm-hmm.
So some coaches are just great recruiters and they can't coach, and you're getting ready to find out which one is which.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree because
And
he's
they
been
can't
struggling
keep,
this year.
yeah, they can't keep flip flopping at quarterback. They need to make a decision on
Yep.
quarterback and go forward. And even though I don't think Ole Miss quite has it all together like they had maybe a couple of seasons ago, I don't like Lane Kiffin I like him as far as a coordinator calling plays and stuff, but he just doesn't make a lot of good in-game decisions to me. He goes for it on fourth down way too much. He takes too many chances. But if he has a smart approach, they can really, do some damage to Alabama on the scoreboard.
I I don't know. I don't see it happening. I really don't. I don't see. I think I don't think I know. I know Nick Saban has his number, so I don't think they're gonna win. But if Alabama doesn't come together, there it's not gonna be a good. I think Mississippi will win. Like they have a
Yeah,
chance to win. It's not gonna be no blowout.
I think Alabama is still going to be favorite, but I do think they're going to have to put up some points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be like this 17-3 they had last. That's not going to get it. They're going to have to get in the high 20s, low 30s if they're going to beat Ole Miss.
And that was against Central Florida, wasn't it? No, South Florida.
South Florida.
Yeah. That boy, man.
It was 3-3. What? Late in the third quarter, and you're playing a directional school. You got to do better than that.
Yeah, and them boys were banging. Like I watched part of the game, and they was hitting. Like I was very impressed because they weren't afraid of the Alabama that everybody tends to bow down to. But I got an upset though. Kansas State and Central Florida. I think Central Florida's gonna beat Kansas State.
Central Florida. That's the one that has John Reese.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he played at Mississippi for a minute, I think, before he transferred. I really like him. I mean, he can run, he passes well, and I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that.
That's my upset.
Okay. That's a good call on that one right there. Yeah, somebody might make a little money off of that
one. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game too. Before we get to the last college game, the one that everybody's talking about, Texas A&M and Auburn. I think that's going to be a tight game, but I think A&M is going to slip away with the win.
If they weren't playing in Texas, where did they play? Corpus Christi? I can't remember where they played.
They played at Texas A&M. Played in College Station.
College Station. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. 12th man. If they weren't playing there, I might lean towards Auburn because Texas A&M is just kind of faded. Over the years, it seemed like the expectations are always high, and they haven't seemed to rise up and meet them. But
I think because the reason why it's like that is because of the fact that they went to the SEC. If they would have stayed in the conference they were in before, they would have been dominant. But they wanted to test the water in the SEC, and
they jumped in the hot water.
Yeah, very, very quick. Yeah. Now, for everybody that's been waiting on this, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Oregon versus Coach Prime. Colorado.
I thought you were going to get into Georgia Southern and Ball State. My bad.
Georgia. Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm just playing.
I was like, damn, that's a good one too, though. I forgot about that one.
No,
I was talking about that one. Shit.
No. I was literally playing. I couldn't tell you who's going to win that game.
But yeah, Oregon and Colorado. That is going to be a very interesting game. But I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna give it to Oregon because I don't think Colorado is ready for the game speed that the speed that they about to see. Uh,
Yeah, I was when Colorado went up against TCU at the beginning of the year.
hmm
I didn't think Colorado, because you got a bunch of new guys coming in. I wasn't expecting any chemistry. I didn't think Colorado had a chance, and they pulled their game off. They surprised me,
hmm
and they've really built a lot of confidence over the last few weeks.
hmm
However, Oregon is Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are breaking out the black uniforms for this game. They got these Nike cleats that change colors depending on how hot it is. It's like these guys are really jacked up for this game. And
hmm
Oregon, like you said, that speed. Oh my goodness. And they're playing up in Oregon too. Yeah, I can't see Colorado pulling this one off. Let's put it this way. It would be a stunner to me if they do. And I'm not saying they can't be competitive, but oh boy.
Yeah.
Oregon wants to try to make an example out of these guys.
I think now here's my caveat to that. They will keep it competitive because the thing about Colorado that anybody that knows football can see that it's just not Shador and Travis.
Yeah.
That number 5 receiver they got, the receiver they got,
Mm-hmm.
he's a sleeper. He's a sleeper. Like a lot of people, I mean, the hype is around Travis, but they don't see he is slowly working. I think the last game he had like 100 and some yards receiving
Mm-hmm.
against Colorado State, and Colorado State put the clamps on them boys, and he still was catching that thing. And then that running back, what's his name? I like him. What is his name?
I can't think of his name either.
Not the fast one, but the big stocky one. They get.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
know who that
Oh
is.
God, I want to say it's McKinley. Now I got to look it up.
That's a tight end, isn't it?
Oh, now I got to look it
Okay.
up. But yeah, he was running that ball too, and if they can get them going, I think Colorado will keep that game close and may pull an upset.
Yeah. I hate Travis Hunter is not going to be in this game. They really need him.
Yeah, at least for on defense, because
Yes.
I think he'll be the only one who could run with him.
Yeah. But so that's definitely gonna hurt them. But I think if they can establish a running game and slow some things down, then they can make Oregon work for it. And the fact that they usually do a pretty good job protecting the ball,
Mhm.
as far as turnovers, would definitely help them as well. Because
Yeah.
if Oregon turns you over, they can run up the score pretty fast.
Real quick.
But
real
Oregon's defense is a lot better than people would probably think. Because when you think Oregon, you think high scoring, which they do that as well. But they haven't given up that many points this year. So yeah, I'll look forward to that game. I'm all ready for it.
Yeah, that's one of those get your popcorn ready games. That's what that is. I think but like I said, if they get those two boys running, yeah, it's named Jimmy Horn. That's who it was.
Okay.
Jimmy Horn
Yeah.
Jr. actually.
Junior. Yeah.
Him and let me look at it now. I think it's McCaskill.
I can't remember.
I think that's him, McCaskill. But yeah, bro, that boy, he was running that ball, and I was like, But it was all eyes on Shador and everything. So, and I think what Oregon's going to do, they're going to try to make Shador beat them versus allowing the defense and stuff to run it. Because if you really look at it, Colorado doesn't have a defense.
Yeah.
If you really break it down, they don't have a defense. It's all offense. Hell, Coach Prime even said it. Like, we got to get this defense together. It's gonna be a long year.
Yeah. And I think Shedeur is capable of beating some people too. He's very accurate. He seems to be smart with where he goes with the ball. So he's really impressed me. Even more so. Like when he was at Jackson State, and I was questioning, okay, well, what about the talent you're going up against? Is it premier talent? But now that I've seen him against some of these, Power 5 schools, and he looks the same, as far as his efficiency. But let me ask you a question, though. Do you think that Colorado was kind of like, because they had so many personal fouls last week, do you think they kind of like had a hit out of some of those Colorado State players last week?
You mean Colorado State had a hit on Colorado players?
Yeah, because, it was so much trash talking, leading up to the game, and then on the field before the game, there was a lot of trash talking.
I know they did. And it's, you know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. All of this started when he was at Jackson State. They did the exact same thing at Jackson State. The only difference is it's on national TV. That's it. Everybody, it's sad that the kids gotta be I guess you could say the pawns in it.
Yeah.
But it's not about Colorado. It's about beating Coach Prime. They don't give a fuck about the team. If it was anybody else, none of this would
just
be on
another
the news.
game.
Yeah. If you replace Coach Prime but had all the other antics, none of this shit would be on the news. Well, it probably would be, and they'll be trash talking about, they're disrespectful and all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. But that's all it is, because he's doing something that a lot of coaches, one, wish they could do. Two, showing that what he said at Jackson State holds true. Like, if you give HBCUs the same resources that a lot of these Power 5 schools, it'll be no contest.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids will go somewhere where people look like them. People, the same culture that they come from is there. And that's all he did. He basically turned Colorado into an HBCU. That's basically what he did.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of coaches, not just the ones he played, the ones he's gonna play, are gonna try to make an example out of him. He's gonna try to run up the score, gonna try to do all that stuff. Now, here's the crazy part. And this one, I had a conversation with somebody about this. I said, if he goes 9-3, 8-4, he won. They're gonna give him Coach of the Year for one.
Yeah.
Two, Colorado is gonna represent what a HBCU could be with the right backing. And then three, he's gonna be like, they're gonna see this is the new blueprint to how to get the type of recruits that you want. So a lot of these coaches that are trying to hold on to these old ways, that shit's gonna end.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot younger coaches, or you're gonna see more culturally sound coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because I think one problem a lot of these coaches have is that, I mean, let's be honest, Prime doesn't look like them. Okay, first of all.
I was trying to dance around that, but yeah, go ahead.
Because you have coaches criticizing a man wearing shades and a hat. Okay, I mean, that's what you're going for. You want to criticize how he presents himself, because the culture is different than your culture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they don't understand that's how he's getting these kids. And when they beat Colorado State this weekend, you heard about the phone ringing off the hook about recruits trying to figure out what to do to get to Colorado. His recruiting class next year is
going to be crazy.
It's going to be ridiculous, the talent he's going to get next year. And So these guys don't really like that. They want guys who look like them to beat them, and not someone who's doing something completely opposite, or how what they used to say in the good old boy network back in the day, not doing it the right way, so to speak, which is a lot of times the white way. And I hate to make it a racial thing, but that element does exist in the criticism we see of Coach Prime. And I'm not saying he's perfect by any means, but if you're going to have a problem with the man, have a problem with his coaching and his coaching resume, and leave the other stuff out alone. If the man shows up in a Bozo the Clown suit and goes to somebody's house to recruit, that's his business. If it works, then everybody across the country gonna be wearing clown suits. Yeah. So just let the man do what he does and try to beat him on the field. That's the only way you're going to out recruit him. You got to beat him.
Yeah. And it was, I don't know if y'all heard, like during the game, if you watched the game, one of the announcers said that what he said, the sideline, the game is starting to look like the BET Awards. Because all the celebrities and stuff was out there, like with all the black celebrities, it was like Master P, Lil Wayne, and all them folks came out.
Yeah. They came out to Lil Wayne like it was a prize fight.
Yeah. And that's how folks are starting to see it. And there's a question is, do you think the attention that Prime is bringing Colorado is negative in any way? I don't think it's negative. I think it's more than Colorado ever expected, for one, ever had, for two. Even when they was like running through folks, they never had this type of attention. But here's the downside to that. And it just happened. Well, I shouldn't say it just happened. The downside to that is, if God forbid he starts losing, they're gonna turn on him real quick
with the quickness.
And it's gonna be something we have never seen before. The way they turn on him, like I honestly believe that they are gonna literally run him out of Colorado. Like, he's gonna have death threats. He's gonna have to up his security. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna have all kinds of crazy shit. And that's the part that I am afraid of, because that's gonna break a lot of kids' spirits, for one. That's gonna break a lot of kids from following their culture, for two. Because of they're gonna say no real friends. Like, you just cheering for me because I bounce a ball, or I catch a ball, or I hit people, which is true. So that's whew.
Yeah. And I agree with what Kevin said about how Prime can relate to the younger parents, as well as the kids, and they will turn on him. I guarantee you 70% of the media that was watching that game against Colorado State already had their story written that Colorado State was going to pull the upset and had to hit delete at the end of the game when Colorado came back and won. They were waiting, to tear him down, because that would have been a huge upset, because Colorado State was not, they were 21-point underdogs.
Yeah.
And they're definitely waiting on him to fail so they can criticize him and his way and talk about how his way has somehow hurt the team or something like that. But the University of
Colorado,
right, and University of Colorado has already gotten their money's worth with Prime.
Bro,
they say this city made like $18 million or something the last game they had, the city of Boulder. So if anything, they should just try to protect him. He's their most valuable asset. He's the most valuable asset in the NCAA, right now.
Come on, talk to him.
And so you can argue all the sports at the moment, because he's all over the TV. So they need to protect their guy and speak up for him whenever they can. And if he loses, then the brass at Colorado need to stand in for him and let them know, hey, we won one game last year. This guy's already tripled that.
Yeah.
We're gonna take baby steps and try to make this thing happen. And if it looks like the source of war is on the sideline, as long as ain't nobody throwing no chairs, let it happen.
Exactly, and that's how I feel. And I guarantee if he keeps, I do guarantee this. If he loses to Oregon but beats USC, it's a done deal. He's gonna get Coach of the Year. He's gonna change the coaching atmosphere. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think a lot of coaches are plotting and trying to figure out how to beat them.
I know they are.
They're literally, they don't give a damn about nothing else but beating Colorado. They could go 1-10 as long as they beat Colorado.
Yeah.
And that's
because
the sad part about it.
As long as he wins, he's going to get better players. And they know this.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy can have Colorado in the playoffs, especially the playoffs expanding. He can have them in the playoffs in no time.
Next year. Yeah, he can have them next year. Well, whenever they open it up, you can have them in there easy. But,
so I guarantee you, it's some late night phone conversations on what we need to do in order to stop Colorado. But I just can't wait to see what happens. It's better than any soap opera I've seen.
Yeah, and I do think a lot of the schools coming up are gonna take a book out of, take a page out of Colorado State's book. It's gonna be a lot of late hits. They're gonna try to get physical.
Oh yeah, especially Shedeur.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get physical with them. Like, it's gonna be a lot of late hits. It's gonna be suspect hits. Like that shit. Like, real talk. Everybody who played the game of football know that was a late ass hit.
Oh yeah.
Period. Like, that was
severely late.
That was to send a message. That wasn't it was if you know, that was to send a message.
Yeah.
That, one, we're not afraid of you, and two, we coming. Like you said, we coming.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming. And that's all that was. Like, all the extra stuff, and it was funny to me because people were trying to justify that hit by saying that it was instigated by Shedeur showing his watch. It was instigated by them coming out to Lil Wayne. It was instigated by Shedeur poking a Colorado State player in the face. And I was just like, you reaching.
Yeah.
You reaching.
Yeah. Doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
And that was extremely late. It was nothing questionable.
The ball had bounced. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
How later can you get? Like,
yeah. And I'm not saying he was trying to hospitalize the man, but he definitely wanted to hurt him.
Yeah,
make him think twice.
To get a message across.
Yeah, yeah.
And so and like, I played the game, and I know the way you slow a fast motherfucker down is you keep hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
You keep hitting them, and
they'll start thinking twice.
Yeah, like that body get worn down, especially he's going both ways. Oh yeah, just keep pounding. He's gonna slow down, and I guarantee the coach said that.
Yeah, yeah.
We guarantee the coach said that. Yeah, to slow him down, we need to do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
But anyway, they are definitely going to be physical with them. So that's going to be the mantra for all these teams going forward when they play them.
So, just since we're talking about them, now this is their schedule, the remaining schedule. They got USC right after Oregon, which is going to be another tough game because USC is ranked. Then they got Arizona State, Stanford, UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, and then Utah.
Ooh, that's kind of tough.
Yeah. So
if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would say they would lose 6 of those. What was that? 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Now I think it depends maybe on where they're playing. And it also depends on how well they do in this Oregon game, of course. But I mean, Utah's tough. UCLA is tough. They'll slaughter Arizona State. It was Washington State's pretty good this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon State, I think both of them are ranked, and I think they're playing this weekend too. Oregon State and Washington State, they're both top 25.
Washington, yeah, they play each other.
Yeah, so that's some pretty stiff competition, but I'm pretty sure if they can get over on half of those teams, I mean, if they finish the season like you said, 9-3, 8-4, he's coach of the year. It's a successful season. Next year, watch out.
Yeah, because and this is the element that a lot of people don't realize, and he's taking a 80-90% new team and doing it. This is not a team that's been together for a long time. They've been together probably since maybe spring, if not July.
Mm-hmm.
And
they get some cohesiveness,
bruh. But they all clicking as one mind, though, and that's my other fear too, is how they're going to respond to adversity if and when they lose. How they going to respond? Yeah. Or if and when they lose too, how they going to respond?
Right.
That's going to be my question. Are they going to stick together? Or are they going to fall apart and start pointing fingers?
Because the media is definitely going to play a role in that, and if they buy into what the media is saying, it could be trouble. But but like I said, Colorado's winning. Like, look at Miss 24/7 Diva said Prime has her watching football again. I mean, Colorado's winning.
Yeah,
they're winning. Yeah. They're sitting back counting their money. When they hired him, they said they didn't even have the money to pay him, but they knew it was coming.
Yeah. And here's a sad and petty part about the whole thing. Look at all the players that left. Them motherfuckers ain't doing shit. I'm serious. Like they a lot of them are not doing. A lot of them are on second team. They were starters at Colorado. A lot of them, are still in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So it's like folks. When he came in and did what he did, I said a lot of coaches need to do that more often. Be upfront. Don't sit there and oh yeah, we're gonna keep you, and then at the end of the year, well, we're going in another direction. Nah, he told them up front, like, if you don't want to be here, go. I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah.
And then he told them, look, I don't want dogs. I don't want nobody. If you come here for the what do you say? For the shine, nah, this ain't for you. I'm bringing Louis. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have televised it. That's the only thing I would have done differently. I wouldn't have recorded that. But him being up front with the players and giving them an opportunity to go somewhere while they still had time to get into camp and learn things, I think was definitely the way to go. The only thing I would have done differently is I wouldn't have had it on camera.
Nah, I know why he had it on camera. That was a recruiting speech. That's what that was.
I mean, it's a method to his madness.
That was a recruiting speech. He was letting folks know. He was putting them on notice, and two, he was sending that message like, look, I got a position. If you're a dog, come holler at me. Come holler at me. Mm-hmm. And it's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
It's definitely working so far. So we'll see what happens when they get to Oregon on Saturday. Because if they beat Oregon, oh my,
it's a done deal. If they beat Oregon,
man,
it's a done deal. Like it's they beat Oregon at home at Oregon. First of all, them boys in Oregon gonna tear that motherfucker down. They gonna tear that motherfucker down. And then the crazy part about it too is they gonna tear up Boulder. So you gonna have two cities get tore up.
Yeah, for different reasons.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Shit, if they beat Oregon and USC, everybody else gonna fold.
Oh man.
Everybody else gonna fold.
Yeah.
But then the other thing too, somebody said I heard did I hear was I talking to myself? I don't know. Could have been both. But if he pulls those two off and continues to win, I promise you investigations are gonna start to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Promise
something.
you that. They're gonna start looking like ain't no way he can do all of this. I promise you that's what's gonna end up happening.
Yeah, yeah. And Hopes asked what did I like to eat when I'm watching football. I'm kind of old school, Hope, so I like lemon pepper wings. That's my go-to when I'm watching the game. I like the dry seasonings because I don't want my hands messy because I'm always flipping channels with the remote. So I go with the lemon pepper, keep my hands from getting saucy.
I like burgers, like something off the grill. Yeah,
can't go wrong with that either.
Well, I gotta catch myself because sometimes shit happen and I throw my hands up and I done threw the burger on the roof or some shit. So, yeah, man. So let's roll into the big boys, the NFL. What game? What's your game of the week?
Game of the week this week. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. Let me think for a second. I can't even think of a matchup it's still so early on. I'm really surprised at how well Atlanta's been playing. And so, and I know they're undefeated, but I know that when it's two games in, that ain't necessarily what it is. I think a game that I'm anxious to see because I think jobs are on the line is 2 0-2 teams with the Chargers and the Vikings because something has to give.
I think the Chargers are going to get that one.
Yeah, something has to give. But both of those teams are really underachieving. But I don't know what could be the game of the week. I'm trying to run the matchups through my head, and nothing's coming to mind, really.
I'll say my game of the week will be New England and the Jets. That's one.
Okay.
Because I want to see how the Jets are going to rebound from Aaron Rodgers. And New England is kind of struggling a little bit, trying to find their footing.
On offense, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, and now the other game of the week is going to be Dallas and Arizona.
You think that's going to be a game of the week?
Yeah, because the defense was rocking. Now they take out Diggs. See how they gonna recover from that.
It's going to hurt. They have depth at that position, so won't be any shutouts or anything like that. But I think they'll be good enough to get past Arizona. I don't have any confidence in Arizona doing much of anything, to be honest. Outside of Dobbs can be a threat running the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had 60, 70 yards running because that's kind of what he does. But I think they should be able to beat them. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout or anything, but I think they'll be in control.
Okay. All right.
So, but somebody, I can't remember if it was Hope or someone else, said they were a Saints fan. And seeing them go up against the Packers would be interesting because I feel like the Packers should have beaten Atlanta last week and they should be 2-0. The Saints are 2-0, and I think the Saints are better than people think they are. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl contenders, but I think they're better. Yeah. And then in that division, they're going to feast on that division for the most part.
Yeah.
So even though Tampa's playing better than what I thought too, but they got Philly this weekend, so that's going to be a test. But the Saints and the Packers interest me because I want to see, Jordan Love. He seemed like he's very comfortable.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Kevin mentioned the Bears. Oh my goodness, they got so much going on.
Well, they play Kansas City, so that ain't gonna be.
Oh. Yeah,
I think the point spread is like 53. Ah,
Such a proud franchise, and they just can't get right for nothing. And then the defensive coordinator resigned all of a sudden, and they got rumors that the FBI raided the locker room. So the first thing I think about when I hear FBI raid is like child porn or something crazy like that. So I'm
they
like,
probably went in there for dope.
oh boy,
Somebody in there was pushing steroids or some shit, something crazy.
I don't know, but the Bears are just.
I was gonna
Oh,
post.
boy.
I was gonna post that for y'all thoughts on that because I saw that earlier. I was like, "Oh shit!"
That's something. They got
Anytime the
something.
FBI shows up at your job, it's not good. So
Not at all.
if it happened, they're saying that it did, but
Not
we
at all.
don't know yet.
Okay, well, I think NFL. I think it's gonna be interesting this weekend. Like football is gonna be interesting. This whole year has been an interesting saga. Yeah. So.
And I feel badly for the running backs because you know that they feel like they're underpaid, but the downside is that they're getting hurt. I mean, look at how many good running backs are hurt. You know, Saquon, J.K. Dobbins.
I think it's the way they train. It's like you remember growing up. Well, when we played in high school, college, they used to always talk about hardening your body.
Yeah,
hardening your body. They don't do that no more. It's a lot of plyometrics and shit like that. So you really can't take their body really can't take that pounding no more. Granted, they're bigger and faster and shit, but their body's not built for that constant pounding. So I can see why they get hurt. And as far as undervalued, they changed the league. I want to tell you, this is just my opinion. Before I'm gonna get off my soapbox on this one. The Arena League football fucked football up. And the reason why I say that, when Arena League came out, football at that time was more you run to set up the pass.
right.
For the average person, average fan does not understand that. Does not understand the game of football. They want to see touchdown dances and shit like that. What happened is Arena showed high scoring games, and the crowd went crazy. So the NFL like, okay, the Arena League started to make money off of doing this shit. Let us take their business model and apply it. So you start to see people. It started in college. I guess it was a testing ground or whatever. With the West Coast spread offense, run and gun. Everybody want to see all the fast plays, and then it just translated to the NFL. Now, you pass to set up the run. Like now the NFL is what 70% pass, 30% run.
It's a lot different.
Yeah, like you don't need the big strong lineman like you do. You need the fast, agile because they don't have to block as long. So that's just my thoughts about how did it get to that point, and that's why running backs are now they don't want that dude that could run downhill. They don't want that dude that could plant and go downhill. They want somebody who's basically a wide receiver in the backfield.
Yeah. It's definitely changed. I like the way it used to be, but you're right about them not hardening their bodies because I remember, every season that first hit you get, man, it'll take your breath away because you got to get acclimated to getting hit again, and these guys aren't getting hit enough in preseason. So.
And they hold out, and then the next thing you know, you go. Excuse me. They'd missed the first and second preseason game. Then they're like, oh, it's fine. Then the next thing you know, they in the first game. And like you said, that initial hit, and they start to crumble.
Yeah.
But, Oh, I guess the host said, the hell with y'all. Y'all talk too much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's trying to wrap up. My
Yeah.
bad. It's just, if you're gonna bring me on here to talk football, I get a little
Yeah.
excited.
Especially when you
I
got
mean,
somebody
y'all
who can talk
good.
with you.
I'm sitting in the cut listening because I'm trying to learn. Because I told y'all I used to be all into the sports, but I put it in the trunk. So I'm just getting reacclimated. I'm just listening. I'm a student.
Yeah. Especially when it's easy to get lost, get caught up in it, and lose track of time when you got somebody who know what they're talking about.
So yeah, definitely. I definitely enjoyed the conversation. And then your chat room's wonderful too. So it's been really cool.
Yeah. Oh, and the update: San Fran 17, Giants 6.
They managed 6.
2 field goals. And it's 10:50 in the third quarter. And the dumbass just muffed the punt.
Not making it any easier on themselves.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah,
but it's a flag, so yeah.
Anytime I have an opportunity to talk sports, I'm down with it. Whether it's, I like boxing. I try to keep up with boxing the best I can. Because I'm kind of old school with my sports. I like the mono stuff. There's no team in boxing. It's just you and that other dude, or you and that other woman. If because they got ladies that box too. And I like Clarissa Shields. Yes,
she got some hands.
Yeah, and I like track and field because again, that's just who's the fastest, or who can jump the longest. And so I really love sports.
Sha'Carri coming back, bro.
Man, the confidence she has now, she's hard to beat.
Yes. But we ain't gonna hold nobody else up, cause this could be a whole nother hour talking.
Yeah, and Q has already squeezed us into his football watching schedule.
TK, I do it for you.
I know. That's why I say I feel the love. We know who the supporters are that are regular supporters and not supporting just to get some attention. So we definitely appreciate always.
But I do have one request though, if you don't mind. I would like to come back and get into some of this relationship discussions too.
Oh, I already got you booked. You just don't even know. Look, I got an episode that we were supposed to have last season. That stuff did not align, and you are perfect for that episode. So I already got you booked. Like I got the name of it, and your name is right there. I got you.
Okay.
Look,
you let me
you
know.
in the midst officially, of course. Met y'all earlier during the year when you came to visit. Enjoyed, and I was like, man, I want to be like them when I grow up.
So she's a big sports fan too, so it works out.
Oh yes, you definitely. So no, you're definitely coming back. Yes, definitely. Yes, we got to get that episode. We definitely got to get along. We're gonna see if somebody schedule is football coach over there. Q saved your life. Q saved your life. You was in danger.
Man,
you was in danger.
Yeah, we leave at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Send me your football schedule. Send me the schedule.
Are you a head coach?
Hell nah, I'm just an assistant.
Okay, let me ask a question though, because I'm just for me being around it, just really quick, if TK doesn't mind.
Oh, you good?
And I feel like the biggest position drop off these days is offensive line. I don't think they teach these guys how to truly run block, because like you say, the ball comes out so fast. So the pass blocking is not that good now. And I mean, run blocking, of course, it's just a matter of aggression and technique, I guess. But I mean, what's the hardest thing to teach? Is it the style that makes it hard for these guys to learn?
So it's not. I agree with what you're saying. It's not just on on offense though, it's the line period. Like everything now is more of a system versus so I can take a guy and plug and play. So you really don't have to teach the fundamentals as much. Especially when you have athletic players behind you, you don't have to teach the fundamentals because all it is they get in your just get in his way and that's it. Now as you progress, well, I shouldn't say progress. If you want to separate and separate yourself and become an elite player, that's when you start working on the basics. But from high school to college, they don't. High school, it's just like you block him, you get on front of him, and they don't teach that stuff. And it's the crazy part about it is a lot of that shit comes natural to a lot of these kids. Like a lot of the technique comes natural.
Mhm.
And like I'm seeing that now. I'm at a D2 school and I'm watching these kids play, and I'm just like, hey, won't you do XYZ? Oh, I ain't never did that, coach. And I'm just like, that's just basic 101. But watching them play, I can see why, because it comes naturally for them to do it. They just don't know when and how to implement all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah, I really wish they would teach them a little better because these quarterbacks are getting killed on the college and pro level. Because if they hold the ball, it's a wrap.
But then you also got to look at it too. It's not like when we was growing up and playing. It's like that front line, a defensive line, like you had the two big ones in the middle, and then two decent ones on the edges. Nah, they turn in fucking safeties in the defensive ends. They turn the linebackers in the defensive ends. So now you got speed on the edges, and a lot of these big guys on the tackles can't contend with that.
Yeah,
and all they do is tell them speed rush, like the like what's the name, Michael Parsons. The edge position is a big thing now. It used to be defensive end. Now it's just the edge. So all it is a hybrid between linebacker and defensive end. So it's
And then it seems hard to teach discipline these days too. To like defensive tackles. If you're a big defensive tackle or nose tackle, your job is to basically just sit down and get in the way. Now, these guys want sacks. They want to be on SportsCenter. So now they're choosing a side and getting pushed out of position.
And you know what? You know where all that stems from? The NFL.
Yeah.
They see the NFL cats doing it, and so they think they're doing it. And it's and I had this conversation today to one of the kids. I said, watching that, it creates bad habits because one, you're doing a technique that you don't fully understand. You're playing a technique that you fully don't understand. Two, you're playing selfish ball because you're playing in a system and you're trying to make it about you getting a sack. And I told him, once you do that, look what it opened up. And it opened up a big ass hole.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no. So
they got to stop watching SportsCenter. I mean, it's prevalent in basketball too. These kids in high school basketball are so in love with 3-pointers. They get off the bus, they start shooting.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't understand because I was just like, how the hell you got a 7-foot center and this bitch is shooting jumpers? It's like, help me understand that. You supposed to be dunking on everybody.
Right.
But they out there shooting jumpers because they see Kevin Durant and them doing it. I'm like, yeah.
So much has changed.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's and another thing too. I know we said we're gonna get off about 10 minutes ago. Another thing too, I noticed from my experience coaching at Little League, high school, and now college, is there's no longer coaches who played the position. Well, I'm gonna say it's no longer. There are a lot less coaches who played that position, coaching that position. you either have a coach who is new to the program, you just put them over there. Hey, you coach defensive line, you coach offensive line, or you have somebody's mama or daddy who grew up in a neighborhood with whatever out there coaching, and they coaching bad, they creating bad habits,
Yeah.
and that's where it stems from too. So
Yeah.
it's just a lot. But yeah, I agree. It's not like, even though I hate to not say this about our kids, because when I tell you, I seen these kids when I walked up to that school and I seen these motherfuckers. The first thing I said, this is an NFL line.
Wow.
Like, we got kids that's like 6'5", 330 pounds, but look skinny. Like, look like they could play basketball, playing offensive line. I'm just like, bro, and can move, but they don't. They're still learning the technique. They're still learning how to move with their body. I'm just like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she said that teaching an episode on football. Okay. All right, Miss 24/7. Hey, there's a book that Holly Robinson Peete wrote like 20 years ago called Get Your Own Damn Beer, I'm Watching the Game. And it's supposed to help women with football. I don't know if everything is still relevant since it's almost 20 years ago, but it might be a good place to start.
Might be. Yeah.
You can find that book probably pretty cheap on Amazon right now.
Mm-hmm. But shit, don't tease me with a good time. I sit there and talk about football all day.
Apparently the request is there, so
I sit there and talk about football all day.
Yeah, we know. Look, yeah, we know.
Shut up.
We know. I ain't said nothing. I ain't said a word, sir. I ain't said a word.
And like, truthfully, I'm still learning too, because like just sitting back watching how they do things is real interesting, because I'm like, because the defense we run is like a 3-4 defense. Okay. It's a hybrid 3-4 defense. So I'm not used to that. I'm used to the 4-3 or 4-2-5. So
yeah. And there's a lot of 4-2-5s now. That's pretty much what Dallas is playing, really. And so in the 3-4, it's just, you don't always know where the rush is coming. You gotta, try to identify the middle linebacker or whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of like you. I learn stuff every week I watch something new or some wrinkle or something, and so I just love the sport.
Yep. And I'm starting to get to learn the coverages and shit. So once I learn the coverages, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap.
All right.
Yeah. All right, that's enough. We can get off because she's giving us the side eye.
We appreciate it, TK.
She giving us
I have not getting no side eye. Don't be telling stories on me. I'm responding to the comments. I'm working the comments.
But just like Colorado and Colorado State, this just went into overtime. That's all.
I like that.
Hey, they said that game had people rewatching that game at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was an exciting game.
We was watching the game after our game.
See?
Yeah, I stayed up and watched that.
Oh, flag. It's 17-12.
Ooh.
I guess I go get caught up like the 49ers are going to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh. I do. Yeah, if they lose, I gotta go harass my brother if they lose. See, he's a big San Francisco fan, so yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he be going down with the ship too. He catch it here and then he catch it at work. So yeah, he go down with the ship.
They're a good team, though.
Very much.
They're a good team.
Not bad at all. Hey, I just sit back because, like I say, I guess I'm finna have to start watching football again. Just
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. You know, there's a little space in some of my shows got canceled, so there's a little.
Yeah, writers are on strike. What you gonna do?
Oh man. Just-
Yeah, if you got questions, we'll answer.
Oh, I know you will. I think I'll go to Q first though. It's Q.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's the coach right there.
Yeah,
Go to him
ahead. Either one.
first.
Somebody been and took one question and it'd be 4 hours later.
Nah, see, that's why I don't like black people.
You do you do you know when it's something you passionate about, boy, you take it and you be gone.
That's why I don't like Negroes.
Whatever. That comment that's pinned was for you and your Libra bro, just FYI, because he brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just let you know. Just let you know. All right. So Q, since you are, I guess you want to close out tonight. Let them know how they can find you.
Sure. You can find me. Well, what I would like for everyone in the chat room to do is find me on Facebook at Talk to Q. Okay, just search for Talk to Q or the Talk to Q radio show. You'll find the fan page on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube as well under Talk to Q. All my social media is pretty much Talk to Q, Talk the number 2 Q, and you can find me. And I'd really appreciate any support. Like I said, I'm trying to get back into podcasting a little more than I have been. The show, we discuss everything, mainly relationships. One of my favorite shows, things I like to do, I like to find memes on social media that have relationship scenarios and throw them out to my guests and get my guests to answer, with their opinions. And it's a lot of fun. TK's been on there a few times. So, Talk to Q. Check me out. And bye, Hope. I got to say bye to Hope. Because like I said, I always speak to her in the chat room. So I said hi. I'm going to say bye.
That's what's up. Sir?
But I appreciate you having me on, though. It's been a lot of fun.
Of course. Lord, she said, Lord, she need relationship advice. If you don't get off of here, ma'am.
And DA will chop it up again, man.
Most definitely. Especially
I
after
forgot
this
to
weekend.
mention one more thing. I forgot to mention, if you don't mind. I actually have it's also kind of on hiatus, but I actually have a sports podcast on YouTube called the Very Unsportsmanlike Podcast. And I get a bunch of people on and we just discuss whatever the trending sports topic may be. And so quite a few videos out there for those who want to check that out. There was a lot of videos last year with the whole Coach Prime leaving JSU thing. But the Very Unsportsmanlike Podcast. Look for it on YouTube. And might be some new episodes coming soon. And DA, I have to get you to join us one day.
All right. Yeah, let me know.
But thank you.
That's what's up. That is what's up. It's that networking right there. That we get together. Family. That's what I'm talking about. Sir, you got something to say?
No, it was fun. It was fun. I'm sleepy.
Oh, we know you was yawning and going dragon breath earlier. So yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. Well, I thank everybody that tuned in tonight. I greatly appreciate y'all, even though it was on Thursday versus tomorrow. We've had some changes, so we're adjusting and we're just making it do what it do because somebody over there got some more stuff on his plate this season. So we just gonna work around it. So ain't no telling when y'all may when we may pop up. Just make sure that y'all are following us on all platforms, especially Facebook and YouTube, and y'all will get the notifications. Again, thank you, Q, for coming on tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Much love always. We just a message away. We message every day anyway, so we just a message away. We crack jokes and stuff all day and post little stuff. So Diara, I said Friday, sir. Friday of next week is the trauma and grief episode. So yes, there you go. Friday next week, not tomorrow, next week. So you'll see the flyers if you're following the page. You will see the flyers posted. I'll probably post them tonight, actually, for next week. So Just follow, tune in, and that's what it's gonna be. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Much love. Be safe, and y'all have a great week. And we will close out. Let's see here. Here we are.
Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on the move.